and you're now tuned into Think Smart 101. Relationships. I hate them. I love them. I don't need them. I need them. But you can't escape them. And since we can't live without them, we gotta think about a way to deal with them. Because we'll do better if we choose better. Now, some of these relationships can make us feel real happy, real good, like we're floating on a cloud or something. But then you have these relationships where it's like, why am I here? Why am I feeling this way? I don't deserve these things. Relationships where you may argue every day, feel sad every day, feel like you know there's something not right, knowing that you want change. Something inside of you saying that you deserve better, which you do. Sometimes we have the perception that a relationship is supposed to be easy. But just like many things in life, it takes work, dedication, focus, understanding, appreciation, consideration. I mean, let's be real. Sometimes the relationship that we in, the person was a stranger. Or the person could have been a friend first. But then once y'all become in a relationship, everything changes. So we start understanding that we have to learn ourselves. We have to learn our partner. We have to learn ourselves with our partner. How we work together. What kind of chemistry do we make together? Is it beautiful music or is it just racket? By understanding, once we connect with a person, we open up a new atmosphere, a new ground, a new place to be explored. We have to learn how to adapt, how to understand, how to stand our ground, how to see what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes the only way to obtain this information is by giving everything time. Some people, as soon as they hit a brick wall, or they may slip and they may fall, that's it. They give up. Sometimes you don't know the potential that you can reach unless you try. But then also understanding that this applies to certain cases. If you're in a relationship and it's domestic violence or drug abuse or mental abuse, then some of these things may not apply. Then you have to go a new route and understanding that this situation you can no longer adapt in. This situation you no longer can thrive in. This situation you might mess around and die in. So today we're going to discuss 7 steps to have a healthy and better relationship. Step 1, self-worth. 2, understanding who your partner is. Step 3, communication. 4, appreciation. Step 5, trust. 6, being in the present. Step 7, have fun. Understanding self-worth is one of the most important things you can do to have a healthy or better your relationship. Understanding who you are, understanding the things that you like, understanding the things that you don't like, understanding your patience level, your tolerance level, understanding you as a person, what are you projecting? Because whatever you project is what's going to reflect. Just like mirrors, these reflections show us our appearance, not just on the outside, but they give you a deeper glimpse on what's on the inside, your worth. See, the way we allow others to treat us shows us how we feel about ourselves, shows us how we value ourselves. Now you gotta ask yourself, what are you worth? Do you like being disrespected? Do you like someone cheating on you? Are you tolerating something that you know you shouldn't be tolerating? If you are, you have to think about your self-worth. Do you put a value on yourself? Or is somebody else putting a tag on you? You see, because people only treat you according to how you let them treat you. So if you want respect, you have to project that. If you want more love, you have to project that. And these projections come from the inside. It comes from you making a choice, deciding and putting a value to how much you're worth. You putting a value and having an understanding that you're worth more than somebody cheating on you, somebody disrespecting you, somebody leaving you with the children at home all the time, someone just sitting on the couch watching TV when you need support and you need help, someone lying to you, someone putting their hands on you, and the list goes on. So defining our self-worth is one of the most important things we can do, because once we define that and we understand that and we project that, then we reflect what our worth truly is. Bam! Ain't that some deep shit for you? Ooh! Excuse me, my value just went up. Step 2, understanding who your partner is. Are you sleeping with the enemy? For a lot of us, we don't see the person that we in a relationship with for who they really are. Instead, we cast the image over them to project what we want to see, what we hope for, what some of our deep desires yearn for. But in all actuality, it's just a delusion. Because time and time again, that person proves to you that they're not the person that you actually see. So we have to get deeper in reality and see people for who they are, not what we want them to be. To see people for what they are and not who they say to be. We also have to understand the laws of cause and effect. Because sometimes we may project things in a certain way that causes a person to react in a certain way. For example, you might have been a young girl who loved to play dress up, but now you're a grown woman who still loves to play dress up. You like to show a little cleavage. You like to feel sexy. And baby, there's nothing wrong with that. You go party every weekend. You have a lot of guy friends. But because of the perception society puts on this, and for all the women who make a bad name for it, now you meet a nice guy. And because of the perception that society puts on women who party a lot, have a lot of guy friends, he doesn't respond to you according to who you really are. He responds to you according to the image that society puts on you. So we have to be aware of the different type of signals that we're projecting. Because in reality, people do judge books by their cover. So we have to take responsibility on the way we carry ourselves. Men the same way. The shoe fits, wear it. You look the part, you might be acting the part. You out here, you want to portray an image of what you see on TV and these music videos, the lifestyle. I got money, you throwing money up in the strip club and all these different type of things. And then you don't expect a girl to look at you a certain way, like you might just be a player. Or you just might be another one of these people out here just trying to hit it and leave. Or you get with her and then she doesn't want to be faithful to you because she doesn't even trust you. Because of the way you live in your life, the way you're carrying yourself. So you must take responsibility on what you're projecting. Because you could get a reaction that you may not like. Moving along, understanding who your partner is. What type of baggage does your partner carry? Is it insecurities? Is it emotional trauma stemming from their childhood? And how does it affect your relationship? Are they a product of a domestic violence home? So every time you get into a dispute, they think that's the way to solve it? Did they just have a bad breakup and they're taking the emotional pain from their past relationship and bringing it on to the new relationship? Does your partner fit the role that you desire? You're an outdoors person, but your partner likes staying inside. You're a social butterfly, but your partner's antisocial. You want a family someday, but your partner doesn't want a family. You have to ask yourself, how important are these differences? And how much can they affect your relationship? But by knowing and understanding your partner You can save a lot of time and heartache. See, the problem is we hop into a lot of relationships without thinking. We go for the short-term pleasure and experience long-term pain, instead of taking the short-term pain and experiencing long-term pleasure. What do I mean by that? We meet a person, and before we even get to know them, we're getting attached to these people, we're sleeping with them, we're saying we love them, and all kind of things. And in elementary school, you learn that a person that you don't know is called a stranger. But yet, this stranger, you would give them everything that's precious to you. You would bring them to your family, introduce them to your children, have unprotected sex with them. So we experience those short-term pleasures, but then experience long-term pain. Such as you got involved with this person, but now he likes to beat on women. You're involved with this person, but he or she is already married. You're involved with this person and catch an STD. Long-term pain. But if we took the short-term pain, which is let me hold out just a little bit longer to really identify and define who this person is that I'm dealing with. Let me see the certain signs of crazy or weird, or is this something not normal? And those little short-term pains produce long-term pleasures. This allows us to save a lot of time and prevent a lot of heartache. It also gives you time to inquire more about your partner. Your partner might be looking for a sexual relationship, but then you're looking for commitment. You may be looking for your material gains in life, but your partner's all about spirituality. So by giving the time to investigate first, we're able to prevent long-term pain. Because many of us find ourselves in situations where two of y'all should never been together in the beginning, because y'all both had different paths that y'all wanted to take, and it was going the opposite way. Now, how can we prevent this? By actually writing a list of the things you want in your partner. So this way, when you actually inquire or somebody's inquiring about you, you can see if the person meets the standards on your list. Don't get me wrong, you have some people that lie, but this is where your investigation comes in. See what a person does throughout their day. Check their Facebook. See what type of things they're liking. See what type of things they're sharing. See what type of things they're into, as far as movies, books. Because all of these things build a profile on the person so you can see what you're actually dealing with. You have to check a person's past relationships. Do you notice a negative pattern? Maybe this person has a history of cheating over and over again. Or maybe they never take blame for their own actions and they always put it on somebody else. But by getting enough information, you're able to see who you're actually dealing with. Because the truth always shows, but you have to figure out how to get the truth out. And sometimes it's not just asking direct questions. Oh, how do you feel about cheating? No, really see what a person is into in their life. Because their lifestyle and the way that they conduct themselves throughout their life, throughout their past relationships, with their family, with their friends, is going to show you who you're dealing with. Because that's the person themselves. You also got to ask yourself, what are you willing to negotiate? What is your partner willing to negotiate? You both might have different views on how to raise children. One partner might want to homeschool the children. The other may not. What are your diets like? One person might be a vegetarian. The other person want to eat meat. Do you see how these things can cause a lot of conflict in a relationship? You're sitting there trying to eat your veggies and be healthy, but then you have somebody next to you swallowing some pork. Because obviously if you're a vegetarian, you're thinking more about your health and trying to have longevity in life. But then your partner may not take too much concern with the health. So then you gotta ask yourself, are you willing to deal with that? Are you willing to deal with sicknesses and diseases and all kind of things of that nature that comes from improper diet? Do you believe in disciplining your children? Does your partner believe in disciplining your children? Because you might be somebody who says, oh, I never want to spank my children. But then you have a child with this person, then you see them spanking your child and you're almost having a heart attack. You might be somebody who doesn't believe in vaccines, but then your partner believes in giving your children vaccines. So this is why you see like a lot of situations happen when somebody's dating and everything seems like it's okay. But then as soon as they get serious, they may move in with each other, they may get married, then a month later they filing for divorce. Because they never took the time to get enough information on this person. And then we gotta ask ourselves, what's actually wrong with us by not taking this time to? Because we wanna be happy. You wanna feel good. You wanna have a good life. You deserve it. You work hard for it. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into everything you do. And that's why we have to make these decisions. We have to make better decisions, healthier decisions for our future. Because everything we do in the now, in our present, is a brick laid to the house we're going to live in our future. This concludes part 1, 7 steps to having a better relationship. We covered self-worth and knowing who your partner is. Make sure you check out part 2, communication and appreciation. Also check out part 3, trust, being in the present and having fun. I am Raye Mars. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, you do better once you learn how to choose better. Now, if you like what you're hearing, click the like button, leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. Also subscribe and also check out the website, thinksmart101.com. Thank you. This is a recording.